Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I guess I'd start by asking the witness panel to raise their hand if they agree that all else being equal, boosting demand while doing nothing to increase supply leads to higher prices. Is that right? Does everybody agree with that statement? So we have a situation where the supply of homes on the market is out of reach for many young adults. I talk to builders in my district all the time. They have a similar story. Municipality or a village approaches them about building a new subdivision. By the time the in-ground costs are added to any of the additional infrastructure that they would either have to pass through or be responsible for, they end up with an average cost of about $500,000 per home. So what happens? A lot of times, everybody just walks away and nothing happens. There's no new homes that are built. So we have a situation where the supply of homes on the market is out of reach for many young adults, certainly, as builders are not, they're just not incentivized to build the homes. And so far, the administration's solution to the problem is kind of the host, and I know this has been discussed today, to boost demand. It's like we're trying to make sure that there's more consumers, which doesn't make any sense to me when we have this supply issue, right? So, Dr. Frantantoni, President Biden's proposal of a $10,000 tax credit for those who sell their home below the median price in the country. So if these sellers become buyers, is this likely to have any effect at all on the supply of homes?
I'd say this first. We do appreciate the bipartisan focus on the housing market and really welcome the attention it's getting because we've seen this issue bubbling up for multiple years now, but agree that the lack of supply is the problem right now. Don't think that this one particular approach is going to solve that problem. We are millions of units behind.
And then what about the proposed $5,000 tax credit for first-time homebuyers? I mean, I know. I have three sons. They're in their 30s, and they all have different situations, obviously. But a $5,000 tax credit is not going to be the game changer that's going to allow them or any other adults between 25 and 35 to jump into the homebuyer market right now.
Yeah, I mean, many of our members tell me that they have a long list of potential buyers who are pre-qualified or credit qualified to get a loan, but just can't find a property. That's the problem in today's market.
Yeah, and the proposed $25,000 down payment assistance for first-generation homebuyers, it's not going to do anything either. It's not going to have an impact on the market. We've got to get more supply. So let me just say, would the CFPB prohibiting certain closing costs set by lenders only serve to increase the compliance burden on landlords, leading to increased costs, more consolidation, fewer choices, and higher rents? I think the answer to that is yes. Is that?
Yeah, and I mentioned the challenges that lenders already have originating small balance loans. Adding to the cost of lending would just make that more challenging.
Yeah, and I think some of the things that the president, the administration is proposing right now will make that worse. Last month, at the direction of FHFA, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac, they released a bulletin clarifying requirements for lenders of mortgage services with respect to verification of homeowners' insurance. Generally, the bulletin requires services each year to verify the replacement cost value of all properties secured by loans sold to Fannie and to Freddie. Servicers have expressed concerns that this new policy is not operationally feasible and it's not a good way to verify the replacement value cost, and it could actually significantly increase the cost of insurance. Dr. Frantantoni, does MBA also share these concerns?
We absolutely do, and we've been working with folks at FHFA to try to address our concerns, and at a minimum, we need a delay in the implementation time to make sure lenders can become compliant with this new requirement.
Thank you very much. I yield back.